Everyone knows that pandas are extremely cute animals, but how much do you really know about them? For the red panda, the taxonomical classifications are as follows. The kingdom is Animalia, the phylum is Chordata, the class is Mammalia, the order is Carnivora, the family is Ailuridae, the genus is Ailurus, and the species is Ailurus fulgens. Red pandas are actually very different from giant pandas as far as taxonomical classifications. The panda belongs to the bear family, while the red panda has its own family due to its uniqueness from other animals. The closest relatives to the red panda are skunks, raccoons, otters, weasels, and badgers. For this project, I have chosen to focus on the giant panda. The kingdom of the giant panda is Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. Characteristics of chordates are that they are bilaterally symmetric with distinct heads. They also possess a notochord, which is a rod-shaped backbone. The class of the panda is Mammalia. All mammals have hair, can regulate their body temperatures, and the females can produce milk. The order is Carnivora. Organisms of this order have well-developed teeth for shredding foods. They also have strong limbs, claws, and acute senses usually. Not all organisms under this order are carnivores, despite the name. In fact, pandas are not carnivores. The family of the giant panda is Ursidae. This is the bear family. Members of the bear family have 5 toes on each foot, and some can walk upright for short distances. Bears are very intelligent and have a great sense of smell. The genus of the giant panda is Ailuripota. The giant panda is the only member of this genus because it's not very closely related to other bears. All other animals that used to fall under this genus have since become extinct. The species is Ailuripota melanoleuca. This translates to black and white cat foot. The giant panda is a fairly large animal, reaching heights of 4 to 5 feet and weights up to 300 pounds. Pandas are animals that have a large head, short tail, and a long muzzle with a large nose that gives them a great sense of smell. The fur of the giant panda is very thick, and it's white in color, with large patches of black on the limbs, shoulders, ears, and nose, and around their eyes. The head of a panda is exceptionally large and round due to the development of the powerful jaws that they have. Giant pandas start to grow permanent teeth as they become about 7 months old. Their back teeth are about 7 times the size of a human's, and they have a wide surface area. The powerful jawbones and strong teeth of giant pandas help them crush and grind bamboo. Giant pandas' paws have 5 fingers facing forward and 1 thumb, which is an enlarged bone at the base of the paw. Pandas also have cat-like pupils, which allow them to see adequately at night. However, their eyesight is poor. Their other senses are very efficient, though, which compensates for the weakness of sight. Panda bears have the second longest tail in the bear family at 4 to 6 inches long. The sloth bear has the longest. The respiratory system of a panda allows it to breathe. When the panda breathes, it gets rid of carbon dioxide and oxygenates the body so that it's able to perform daily functions. When the panda inhales, the diaphragm of it contracts and air comes into the lungs. Once the air has been held in the lungs for the gas exchange to take place, exhaling occurs. During the process of exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes, pushing the air back out of the lungs and through the mouth. Pandas produce sounds such as roaring or bleating. Panda cubs produce high-pitched wailing to attract their mother's attention for care and nursing. Giant pandas are very vocal during mating seasons to attract each other. The females will produce sounds that are not heard at any other time of the year. The diet of pandas primarily consists of bamboo. 99% of their diet does, in fact. However, they are still classified as a carnivore. Pandas have the digestive system of a carnivore, but they have adapted to a vegetarian diet. A panda's digestive system cannot digest the cellulose in bamboo, which is why they have to eat so much and for such long periods of the day. The average giant panda eats as much as 20 to 30 pounds of bamboo shoots a day. Because pandas consume a diet with minimal nutritional value, it's important that they keep their digestive tract full. Pandas may eat other foods such as honey, eggs, fish, yams, shrub leaves, oranges, and bananas to do so. Occasionally, they will hunt small animals such as mice and birds as well. Pandas drink water from mountain streams produced by melting snow and ice from higher up in the mountains. Pandas differ from bears in that they do not hibernate, as they're not able to store enough fat to feed them through the winter on their diet of bamboo. Due to the large size and unique habitat of the giant pandas, adults have no natural predators. Panda cubs, however, are helpless until they are at least a year old, making them easy prey for larger predators such as leopards, jackals, or birds of prey. The biggest threat to giant pandas are humans, as we have hunted them almost to extinction for their fur. Humans are also responsible for deforestation of timber and land clearance for agriculture, which causes habitat loss for the pandas. As a result, they have been forced to live in small, isolated pockets, which leads to severe declines in their population. For decades, the giant panda was listed by the International Union for Conservation of Nature as an endangered animal species in the wild. The Chinese government has created 33 giant panda reserves, and more than 50% of their natural habitat is now protected by law. Extensive research has also gone into preventing the giant panda from becoming extinct, but the only true way to do this is to preserve the bamboo forest for them. However, after 10 years of increasing population numbers to around 2,000 adult individuals, the giant panda has now been removed from the endangered species list and is instead classified as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, mainly thanks to the efforts by the Chinese government to not only protect their natural habitats, but also by their implementation of successful reproduction programs. Pandas used to be found widespread throughout eastern and southern China, as well as in Myanmar and northern Vietnam. They heavily populated the lowlands of the Yangtze River Basin, but due to expanding human populations and development, pandas were pushed high up into the mountains. The habitat of pandas is now restricted to about 20 isolated patches of bamboo forests in 6 mountain ranges in China's Sichuan, Shaanxi, and Gansu provinces. Most of the remaining wild pandas live in the Minshan and Qinling mountains. Pandas require a habitat composed of thick bamboo, as they primarily feed off of this and therefore need it to survive. Pandas live at elevations between 5,000 and 13,000 feet. These high-altitude bamboo forests are cool and cloudy and generally have a high level of rainfall. Pandas reach sexual maturity at 5.5 to 6.5 years. Giant pandas breed between March and May, when the female begins to indicate her want to mate by making a series of groans and bleats to attract a male, or by scent marking. Males will typically compete over who gets to mate with the female, and the strongest, most aggressive typically wins. After mating, the male leaves, playing no role in the rearing of the cubs. The female will give birth in 112 days to 163 days, which is about 4 months. Pandas generally only have one cub. In some cases, they might have 2 or 3 cubs, however, only one will survive most of the time. A female panda is biologically wired to reproduce every 2 years, but if her cub dies before it's 6 months old, she may reproduce again the next year. Pandas generally live about 15 to 20 years in the wild. However, in captivity, they usually live to about 30 years. The record age for a captive panda is 38 years old. Panda cubs are very small, weighing on average 0.2 pounds. This is 1/900th of the weight of an adult panda. They have a small amount of fur and are pink. The cubs are blind and helpless. No other mammal gives birth to such a small baby except for marsupials, who keep their young in pouches until they're fully developed. A panda mother will carry her cub around in her arms and care for it constantly. Panda cubs cry like human babies when they need feeding or care from their mother. They will cry for milk about every 2 hours. Between feeding times, the mother panda will continuously hold her cub. The mother is very attentive to the cub until it's able to move around by itself, which happens when the cub is about 3 months old. At this age, the cub will continue to follow its mother around, and by 6 months, the cub can begin eating bamboo. They are finally weaned off their mothers at about 9 months old. At about a year old, the cubs weigh about 75 pounds, which is a third of an adult panda's weight on average. The giant panda is a solitary animal that occupies a territory marked with secretions from scent glands and scratch marks on trees. Giant pandas dedicate between 12 and 15 hours a day to eating bamboo. Even though the giant panda appears to spend its whole day either eating or sleeping, they're also known to be good at climbing trees and can even swim well if they need to. The most obvious adaptation the panda has is its 6th toe or finger. The giant panda has 5 regular toes or fingers. It also has a 6th thumb that allows the giant panda to grasp bamboo better for eating. It also helps the panda pull the shoots and leaves off of bamboo stems. The panda's thumb is actually an extension of the wrist bone. It's a very important adaptation for the panda to be able to eat so much bamboo. The giant panda bear's head is also an adaptation to eating bamboo. The giant panda has a very large head compared to the other species in its family. The head is so large because bamboo is a very strong, hard plant. The panda needs very strong jaw muscles to chew the bamboo, so the head has gotten larger to accommodate the larger jaw muscles. The giant panda also has a specialized digestive system for eating bamboo. The panda's esophagus has developed a very strong lining so that when bamboo goes down it, it won't rip or tear. The stomach of giant pandas is very strong and muscular. Bamboo is not easy to digest, so the stomach has to be stronger than the normal bear stomach to avoid any problems with digestion.